Good morning, everyone. Today is November the 1st. It's a Thursday. This is Anne Marie, and this is the SPY outlook for the day. You know, if we take a look at the 4-hour chart here, we can see really what we're caught in is some tight sideways action while the market tries to resolve where it is that it wants to go. Yesterday, I said, hey, I don't really think that this pre-market pop is going to hold. It did not, and it did try to recover during the course of the late afternoon, and as far as I see, it got close, but certainly didn't do anything more than getting past those lower levels in the pre-market. Now, today, we're looking at the same thing. I'm seeing a lot of folks say, the S&P should be bouncing, and that, I believe, is true. I would completely agree with that. The question is this. Now, here's what else is suggesting that we should be bouncing. This SMI is moving into positive territory. The momentum is very damp, though. Do you see the levels? Very, very low. Not trending with any kind of momentum per se. All right. Now what we're doing is having a battle around the 4-hour 200 SMA. Let's go to the daily chart. Have a look at things from that perspective. Of course, we can see there that everything is still decidedly negative. But that often happens when you're looking between time frames. The shorter time frames do give you a faster alert of what it is that might be going on, right? Now we have ourselves a negative candle. My negative candles are blue here, and the positive candles are white. So we have a negative candle yesterday, but we also had a higher low. And so we really have some decisions to make in terms of, well, what is it that we're actually seeing? Doji events tend to show reversals, especially if they're coming after a run, some space, and coming into a support region. That's very, very likely. We have this top line resistance here that we can't really seem to get over. Looks like that 142 level is giving us a little bit of trouble. So what's the trade today? Let's go now to the hourly chart and take a look at things. We can see that the hourly chart looks significantly different in terms of form. And of course, that's because this chart is really in the middle of some kind of flux in my mind. So what we're doing is coming into the 30, here's the 50, here's the 200, and what we expect to see is a continuation of this sort of movement. Notice we're getting higher lows and higher highs. Now this one here is not a higher low. It did dip lower than this one, but we are in essence trending upside just a bit on the hourly. You can see again, though, momentum is extremely damp. CCI not registering very strongly trending at all, nor is the SMI. But this custom indicator here is telling us that underlying momentum to the upside has started. Now, we know that's what it is that we're looking at. So what do we want to see? Hey, listen, if SPY gets up over 141.50-ish, right? 141.60, it's going to have this to contend with. That's probably where it's going to retest, though, right? It's probably going to retest that 141.60-ish region. At that point, it's got a decision to make. And if we look at it from that perspective, our peaks here, here's the high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So if it comes up into here, it's sitting right around these formations, which are proving out to be resistance. what's the bottom line of all of this? We are in a very muddy space, a very, very muddy space. I am still of the mind that though we are due for a bit of a bounce because of that little crashing event here, this real fall from this space, I don't really think too many folks expected that kind of dump of price in that way. But what we are looking at, in my mind, is a retracement that is significant to the broad action wave. Now, I saw some other tweet yesterday that said, you know, if the S&P can't hold so-and-so, then, you know, doom and despair. Folks, we have such short memories as traders. Charts and waves retrace, and they retrace in a very organized manner. They retrace at either 32, 50, 61, or 78.6. It's very, very rare that we get down here, although we do have harmonics that do that. That's a little bit more rare on a broad angle chart, such as something like this. So, bottom line is, if we break the 140.35 area, we do have further to go to the south. If we can hold 142, we've got a movement maybe all the way up here into congestion. If we breach that congestion event right around here where this last bit of arguing is, chances are we are going to recover with a very shallow retrace, which is extremely bullish from a longer term perspective, right? What this 38.2 wave retracement means, if we hold it all the way up here, is that buyers are so enthusiastic about buying that they're not allowing the natural retrace, which is usually a problem in the end, but for now it will be, you know, nothing but sunny skies if we get up over that level 44.40-ish and hold. All right, so the trade today, you know the levels to take a look at, just talked about them. That will be best. If you want to, if you are in the day trading environment looking at SPY, I think over 140, 150-ish ought to give you some accelerant into the 142-ish area. But again, we've got a clear delineator here in price, and as those of you who work with me, you can see that that event here at 142.58 is an S-curve. So, that being said, good luck today.